It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here on 2K Sports alongside Shaq and Kenny the Jet. The playoff picture coming into focus, but still a handful of games yet to be played. And Shaq, go ahead. And coming right up, we'll see Montreal playing against Oklahoma.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Hello and thanks for joining us to tip-off goes to Montreal. We've got a chance here to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So for Oklahoma City right now, they've got Ingram. Davis is out there with Aaron Bain. Then there's Batum, and it's Dragic in at the one spot.
Sounds weird to say, but a guy 7 feet tall like Anthony Davis could be considered an out-of-nowhere superstar. In high school, he was a skinny kid on the bench, not like he's big now. But until an 8-inch growth spurt changed everything. That's why he's got those point guard skills.
Now, here is Young. Shot clock at 5. Here's Paul. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Paul's got the first points up on the board for Montreal.
Well, Paul feels so at ease shooting from the mid-range. You can see how easily that shot comes right off his fingertips, and a great release there.
And Batum kicks to Dragic. Davis setting the pick for Dragic. Batum for 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Batum's got himself on the board with 3 there. And Davis wasn't on the recruiting radar really until his senior year of high school.
I really cannot believe that, especially after watching the 1 year in Kentucky, winning a national championship, the most outstanding player of the tournament, the #1 pick, grabbing a gold medal. I mean, the scouts are out there, right?
A shot by Paul, no good.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
And Davis sends it back.
Love that D from Davis. Rises up and swats that shot away.
Dragic against Paul. Dragic, the pass to Baines. Back to Dragic. They set the screen. Ingram kicks to Baines. Shoots over Capella. Again, Oklahoma City. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Paul. They grab their own miss. Pass to Satoransky. Barnes outside. That one's off. Still out of sync.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
We'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. What's the news, David?
Well, Kevin, they have a specific approach to tonight's game. He told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible to take advantage of what they believe is a big inch for them inside. Let's see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
Thanks, David. Paul kicks to Capella. Young in the corner. Montreal again missing. Oklahoma City leading by 7. Here's Dragic, and again it's Oklahoma City.
Yeah, Dragic is a solid shooter, especially from the mid-range area on the floor.
Screen by Capella. They set the pick. Barnes outside. And here is Capella. 8 points his last outing. 6 on the shot clock. Paul against Dragic. And it's Paul missing.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Well, something in this frame for sure, but when you're out of rhythm, sometimes it's better to play the role of being the facilitator.
Kicks to Ingram. And stolen by Barnes. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Thunder out in front, up by 9. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. Oklahoma City leading by 9. They've got Chris Paul. Young out there with Harrison Barnes. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Satoransky in at the 2 spot. Batum dishes to Dragic. To the middle. Here's Baines. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Clint Capella. Hey, Brent, you went from player to announcer. What different aspect of the game do you notice now watching it from the booth?
You know, I think it's great just to have the perspective when I'm able to sit courtside, Kevin, and watch everything that goes on outside the play. The reaction from coaches to players and their demeanor, whether they're carrying out their assignments, watch guys on the bench. So much more emotion I can catch sitting on the sidelines next to you.
I bet. So for Oklahoma City right now, Dragic is out there with Batum. Then it's Anthony Davis. Then it's Ingram. And it's Baines in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Just such great form. Chris Paul so very efficient from that spot on the floor.
Now Dragic, taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Now here's Batum. D right on him. 5 to shoot. And Dragic gets it to go on the assist by Batum. Dragic has got 5 now.
Really nice to see Dragic explore that aspect of his game. The catch and shoot, Jay, is simply deadly.
And first time out of the game called for Montreal. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Just didn't like the energy level in that one, and that offensive execution also was lacking.
Now, they made a few shots, Reg, but just wildly inconsistent.
Capella with a screen on Batum. And Satoransky kicks to Barnes. A 3-pointer off the mark. Oklahoma City leading by 11. And a bit of a bittersweet question for you, Brent. We know you spent so many years with the Sonics who eventually were uprooted and became this Thunder team. How badly would you like to see Seattle get a basketball team again?
I think it's the NBA's mission to get back to Seattle, and under Adam Silver, he's asked questions about the return to the Emerald City, and I think it's going to happen, Kevin. If it does, I'd love to be a part of what the organization does up there. I do miss the PNW. That's the Pacific Northwest.
Screen by Capella. And Satoransky kicks to Capella. And here's Young from the arc. Another miss by Young. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Knocked loose. Here's Satoransky, defended by Batum. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Oklahoma City called for the foul. Montreal shooting their first free throws of the evening. He hits the second from the line. 1:53 left to play here in the second quarter. Ball against Dragic. Outside Batum. The 3-pointer no good. Montreal trails by 8. Here's Satoransky. Montreal again missing. Dragic against Paul. Dragic the pass to Batum. Back to Dragic. Launches it. Here's Davis. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And the Thunder lead by 10.
Just a phenomenal crash from Anthony Davis on the boards there. He comes up with the rebound and gets an easy putback. When Anthony Davis came into the NBA, you started to think about how he could dominate on the post, but it's really the growth in him as a shooter to stretch it out, shoot 3-point shots that really has opened up some eyes.
Dragic against Paul. 3-pointer. And it's Ingram missing. Montreal has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Barnes right side. Pass to Satoransky. He feeds it to Paul. Dragic with some nice D. And Davis changed his whole shooting form in New Orleans. He used to shoot from his chest. It blocked his view of the basket.
That's never a good thing. That's your target. So shifting it over on the right side, more towards the shoulder, raising up so that he's got a more clear shooting window. That takes a lot of diligent work, Kevin, and a lot of players try their whole career to fix a shot that's failed. I think AD has done a good job of not only committing to it, but finding success with the new form.
5 on the clock. Here's Barnes. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper.
He used that screen to perfection and got a wide open look to knock down the jumper.
Here's Dragic. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome back,
Show.
folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith. Right out of the gates, it was Oklahoma City setting the tone. Some major league offense and defense in the mix as they raced out to an 11-2 lead. And it was a 9-point lead for them as they finished the first quarter. That's it for halftime.
And now the third quarter about to get going. You have to like what we're seeing from Goran Dragic. The Thunder leading by 10. Harrison Barnes is out there with Young. Then it's Chris Paul. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Satoransky in at the shooting guard. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. They get a hand on it and stolen by Barnes. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
And so it's Montreal now. They trail by 11. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just two powerhouse teams facing off.
Well, if I had a calendar, I would have circled this one. But I love it when they get together. Last year, they split the two games between them, and I'll bet their battles are just as tightly contested this year. Now, those are the kind of shots you like him taking. Even though he missed it, the offense will take those.
Brent, over the past decade, we've seen the creation of several super teams. How hard is it to manage the various egos and make sure the touches are the same, or at least they understand why the touches are being doled out the way they are?
I think the teams that have great management and great coaches that are in touch with these guys, Kevin, understand what type of player are you getting, doing your homework and understanding, are these guys at a situation in their careers where they're still needing to prove something, or are they ready to get down to the business of winning? If it's about winning, that ego goes out the door.
Free throw good, Davis. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Montreal calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Dragic against Paul. And there's the feed to Ingram. And stolen by Barnes. And now Barnes running the floor all by himself.
Oh, and this is some serious showmanship. Loving that tomahawk right there.
Greg, he came with force, and that's not just about getting 2 points. That was sending, I think, a message. Baines dishes to Dragic. Floats it up for Davis. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Barnes. Here's Capella. And the layup's good off the glass. Capella's got it back down to single digits for Montreal.
And that is one thing he does very well. His intensity on the glass helps lead to these high percentage putbacks for his team. Outside,
Batum. They get it back. For Montreal, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Baseline try, and Baines pulls it down. The Thunder leading by 9. Here's Ingram, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. And it's 6 points for Brandon Ingram.
And nice court vision from Dragic there to get a great look at the bucket.
Paul kicks to Barnes. Feeds to Young. Back to Barnes. Screen by Capella. The drive by Barnes. And it falls over the rim and in. Barnes has got 6 points in the quarter.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Here's the screen. Over in the corner, Batum. Davis sets a screen. Just 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Capella. 3 on 3, and it's Brandon Ingram with the foul. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. The shot by Satoransky, no good.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
Batum can't get it to fall. And so it's Oklahoma City ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Their defense has been active and effective. We come back right after this. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
But it's about defense down here.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. And Oklahoma City, looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. We've got Aaron Baines. Batum is out there with Dragic. Then it's Anthony Davis. And it's Ingram in at the 3 slot.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Dragic kicks to Batum. Outside, Davis. They set the pick. There's the dish to Dragic. 4 on the clock. Over Paul. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Montreal trails by 9. Here's Satoransky. Paul kicks to Young. Screen by Capella. Here's Satoransky. Off target from outside. The Thunder shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. And stolen by Barnes. Now Montreal moving it up. Barnes got the ball. It's over Ingram, and that one's good. Barnes. Barnes has got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Montreal. Dragic kicks to Davis. On the wing, Batum. Davis sets a screen. Batum passes to Davis. Shoots over Capella, and the shot goes in. And it's 8 points for Davis.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And Satoransky kicks to Paul. Lob pass to Capella. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
And love how Paul seeks out his teammates. Superb at slicing the D to pieces with his passing.
Batum with the ball. Davis sets a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Davis with a screen on Young. Here's Ingram. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Thunder lead by 9.
Sensational putback slam from AD there. No one bodies him up, and because of that, he's free to dunk.
Inside, it's tipped. Ingram with the steal. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. And there's the time to finish it off.
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
Montreal calls timeout. They're trailing by 11. 1:25 left in the fourth. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. Capella with a screen on Batum. Stolen away.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for Oklahoma City.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Anthony Davis.
Just a force on the glass. Did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
And finally hitting their stride. This is the run they needed earlier.
Well, easier to do once the game is on ice, as your opponent sometimes has a tendency to relax.
Ingram dishes to Dragic. There's the pass to Davis. 6 to shoot. Here's Ingram. Drops in the layup for 2. And the Thunder lead by 12.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.